Before this video even starts, I want you to do one thing. Drop a comment below and tell me what's the most you've ever paid for a single flight. Go ahead, type it right now, because in the next 10 minutes you're going to look at that number and wish you had watched this video years ago. Last year I booked a flight that should have cost me over $600. I paid almost nothing, no contest, no travel agent, no miles account I'd been building for a decade. But here's the part that still gets me. The money that paid for that flight? It had already left my bank account, weeks before I even opened a flight search tab. I didn't earn extra. I didn't save differently. I didn't sacrifice a single thing. I had been quietly building toward a free flight for months, and I had absolutely no idea it was happening. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how that works, and I'm going to show you the specific cards, the specific numbers, and the exact strategy, one piece at a time. But here's my only ask. Stay until the end. Because the most powerful piece of this, the thing that doubles or even triples the value of everything else, comes last. And most people never make it that far. Don't be most people. Let me ask you something simple. Think about last month. You bought groceries, filled up your car, maybe ordered delivery a couple of times, paid your phone bill, your streaming subscriptions, bought something on Amazon, nothing exciting, just life. Now here's the question nobody ever asks out loud. What happened to the value of all that spending? For most Americans, it disappeared. Money out, product received, done. But for a small group of people, something completely different happens. Every single one of those boring, ordinary purchases generates a second layer of value, quietly, automatically, in the background. And that second layer, it stacks up month after month, until one day it's worth a flight. Here's what makes this unsettling. The spending is identical. Same grocery store, same gas station, same Hulu subscription, same total out of pocket. One person gets just the groceries, the other person gets the groceries and builds quietly toward a free vacation. So what's the difference? It comes down to one thing. One decision most people walk right past without ever noticing, and I'm going to show it to you step by step, starting right now. Every major bank in America has quietly built a reward system into their products. They advertise it. But they almost never explain it clearly, because the less you understand it, the more profitable it is for them. Here's how it works. Every time you swipe a credit card, the bank collects a small processing fee from the merchant. To keep you choosing their card over a competitor's, they share a tiny piece of that fee back with you, not as cash. As reward points, 1 point per dollar, sometimes more. Those points accumulate every time you buy groceries, pay a bill, fill up your tank, or order dinner, and those points can be converted into something real, something valuable, something that, if you use them correctly, is worth far more than most people ever expect. Now, here's where the plot thickens. Not all cards give you points at the same rate, and this is the part that changes everything. There are 3 cards sitting at the very top of every expert travel list. I'm going to introduce them one by one, because each one is built differently for a different type of spender, and one of them is almost certainly built for you. The first card is the one I always recommend to someone just starting out. It's called the Chase Sapphire Preferred, annual fee $95 a year. That's it, less than $8 a month. And here's what it gives you in return: 5 points per dollar on travel booked through Chase, 3 points per dollar on dining, every restaurant, every delivery, every takeout order, 3 points per dollar on online groceries, 3 points per dollar on streaming services. Think about that for a second. Every time you order DoorDash, every time you do your weekly grocery pickup online, every time Netflix charges you, every time you book a hotel, 3 to 5 points per dollar automatically credited to you. Now here's the welcome bonus, and this is where it gets interesting. Right now, Chase is offering 75,000 bonus points after you spend $5,000 in your first 3 months, $5,000 over 3 months. That's $1,667 a month. Groceries, gas, bills, dining. Most households hit that without changing a single habit. 75,000 points. At a conservative value, that's enough for a round-trip domestic flight. sometimes 2, from 3 months of normal spending. But here's what I need you to understand before I show you the next card. The Sapphire Preferred is powerful, but it's the entry point, not the ceiling, because card number 2, it was specifically engineered for the one thing Americans spend more money on than almost anything else. Stay with me. If you spend real money on groceries and restaurants, and almost every American household does, then this next card is going to hit differently. It's called the American Express Gold Card. Annual fee, $325. Yes, that sounds like a lot. Hold that thought. Here's what it earns. 4 points per dollar at every restaurant in the world. Every sit-down meal, every fast food order, every delivery app, every coffee shop. 4 points per dollar at U.S. supermarkets. Now it's a points experts value Amex membership rewards points at 2 cents each, which means 4 points per dollar is effectively an 8% return on every food purchase. 8% back on food you're buying anyway. The average American household spends over $7,200 a year on food, groceries, and dining combined. At 4 times on the Amex Gold, that's over $570 in travel value generated just from eating. And that $325 annual fee? The card comes with up to $424 in annual statement credits, dining credits, Uber Cash, and more, that for most people more than cancel it out. Net annual fee in reality, close to zero, sometimes negative, and the welcome bonus right now is as high as 100,000 membership rewards points after $8,000 in spending over 6 months. Points experts value that bonus at approximately $2,000 in travel, $2,000 from a welcome bonus on a card that already pays for itself. Now, I said there were 3 cards, and card number 3 is the one for people who want to go further: premium benefits, airport lounges, automatic travel credits, and a multiplier structure that makes frequent travelers feel like they're cheating the system. But I also need to tell you something after card 3, something about how you use these points that most people completely skip over, and it's costing them hundreds of dollars every single year. Don't go anywhere. The third card is for the person who wants the full experience: lounge access, travel credits. A reward structure that runs completely on autopilot without you tracking a single category or activating a single offer. It's called the Capital One Venture X. Here's what the earning looks like. 10 points per dollar on hotels and rental cars booked through Capital One Travel. 5 points per dollar on flights. And the part that makes this card genuinely different from everything else on the market: a flat, unlimited 2 points per dollar on every single purchase you make. Groceries, gas, Amazon, your electric bill, everything. No categories, no rotating offers, no thinking required. It just earns all the time on everything. Now, here's something that surprises most people when they first see it. The welcome bonus is 75,000 miles after $4,000 in spending in your first 3 months, worth at least $750 in travel immediately. Plus airport lounge access for you and your family, TSA PreCheck or Global Entry credit, comprehensive travel insurance, rental car coverage, and the annual fee, $395. Now, before that number makes you hesitate, here's what most people never realize. Every single year, the card automatically puts $300 back in your pocket as a Capital One travel credit. Then on your card anniversary, it drops 10,000 bonus miles directly into your account, worth another $100 in travel. That's $400 coming back to you every year, automatically, against a $395 annual fee, which means this card doesn't just pay for itself, it pays you to hold it. You're not spending $395 on a credit card. You're collecting a net positive of $5 every single year before you earn a single point from spending. For anyone who travels even once a year, this is essentially a free card that comes with lounge access, travel insurance, and one of the strongest earning structures on the market. 3 cards, 3 different levels, each one built for a different kind of spender. But every single one of them light years ahead of whatever basic card most Americans are carrying right now. But knowing which card to get is only step 1. What separates the people who get one free flight from the people who fly free every single year is what happens the moment they go to redeem. And I saved this for last on purpose because this changes everything. But here's the thing, knowing which card to get, that's step one. What most people never figure out, what separates the people who get one free flight from the people who fly for free every year, is what happens at the redemption stage. And I saved this part for last on purpose, because once you understand it, everything else clicks. Quick pause before the big reveal. Because I want you to understand why the right card matters so much. Go back to that $500 grocery run. A basic bank card earns you 500 points, flat. The Chase Sapphire Preferred at 3 times on online groceries, 1,500 points, same store, same items. The Amex Gold at 4 times, 2,000 points, same transaction. Now multiply that gap across an entire year of groceries, dining, gas, subscriptions, and travel. The person on a basic card might accumulate 20,000 to 25,000 points in a year. The person on the right travel card with category multipliers and a welcome bonus can easily clear 100,000 to 125,000 points in year 1. Same spending, wildly different outcome. But here's the twist, and this is the piece I promised you. Even 100,000 points can be worth dramatically different amounts depending on what you do next. And this is where most people quietly throw away half their value without ever knowing it. All right, this is it, the thing I told you to stay for, and I promise it's worth it. Most people, when they finally have enough points, do the same thing. They log in, they see a cashback option, they click redeem, they feel good about the $400 or $500 deposit back into their account, and they walk away thinking they won. They didn't win, they settled. Here's what the experienced traveler does instead. Take 80,000 points. Instead of cashing out for $400, they transfer those points directly into an airline loyalty program. Chase Ultimate Rewards transfers to United, Southwest, British Airways, Air France, and others at a 1-to-1 ratio. Every point becomes 1 airline mile. Amex membership rewards transfers to Delta Sky Miles, Air Canada, Singapore Airlines, and more, again 1-to-1. Capital One miles transfer to Air Canada, Aeroplan, Turkish Airlines, British Airways, and 15 other partners. Now, here's where the magic happens. Airline award pricing doesn't follow cash pricing. A flight that costs $900 in cash might only cost 55,000 miles as an award ticket. So the person who transferred? They booked a $900 flight with 55,000 points and kept 25,000 points in the bank. The person who cashed out the same 80,000 points? They got $400, and they're done. Person A, $400 of value. Person B, $900 of value, plus points left over. Same points, more than double the result. And this isn't a rare scenario. Travelers who know the transfer sweet spots, World of Hyatt for hotels, Aeroplan for international flights, Turkish Miles and Smiles for United flights, consistently pull 1.5 to 2 cents per point or more. That means the 75,000-mile welcome bonus on the Venture X, marketed as $750 in travel, is actually worth $1,125 to $1,500 in the right hands. The 100,000-point Amex Gold bonus, valued at $2,000 by the experts, can stretch even further if you're strategic about where you send those points. This is the difference between someone who uses a travel card and someone who masters a travel card. And now you know the difference. Let me put the whole picture together with real math. Average American household, real monthly spending, groceries, $500, dining, $300, gas, $200, shopping, $200, travel and subscriptions, $300, everything else, $500, total $2,000 a month, $24,000 a year. On a basic card at 1 times, that's 24,000 points. Redeemed for cashback, maybe $240. Now run the same spending through the Amex Gold. Groceries and dining alone, $800 a month, earn it 4 times. That's 3,200 points just from food every single month. Over the year, 38,400 points from food alone. Add the flat earning on everything else. Add the welcome bonus of 100,000 points. Add smart transfer redemptions at 1.5 to 2 cents per point. Year 1, you're looking at well over 130,000 points, transferred intelligently. That's multiple domestic round trips, a business class flight on a partner airline, several free hotel nights through World of Hyatt or Marriott Bonvoy. From $24,000 of spending you were already doing, not $1 more, not one habit changed, just the card, and the knowledge of how to use it. Here's what I want you to walk away with today. Free flights are not a rich person's secret. They are not for influencers, road warriors, or people who fly 50 times a year. They are for people who buy groceries, people who order takeout on a Friday night, people who pay their bills, fill their tank, and go about their lives every single month. The spending is already happening. Every dollar is already leaving your account. The only question, the only one that matters, is this. Are you getting rewarded for it, or are you letting that value quietly disappear month after month while someone else books their next flight with it? Because right now, someone out there is using a Chase Sapphire Preferred or an Amex Gold or a Capital One Venture X, and their grocery budget is building them a vacation. It can be you. It should be you. Now, go back to that comment you dropped at the start of this video, the number you wrote, the most you've ever paid for a single flight. That's the last time that number should ever be that high. If this video opened your eyes, hit subscribe. Because the next one covers the exact transfer partners, the award chart sweet spots, and the hotel redemption hacks that turn 50,000 points into a 5-star stay. That's a video you do not want to miss. See you there.